Yes! Get in there! Finally! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is the afternoon. It is the afternoon here in Adelaide, Australia. It is, if you're watching this in the UK, if you're going to wake up to this, yeah, it will be the morning after the match. And for the first time in 2026, we are waking up with three massive points in the bag. Liverpool 4, Newcastle United 1. Oh boy, we needed that. We all needed that after the last few weeks of what has been an absolutely a miserable slump for the mighty Reds. And we're going to this game. It is at Anfield. We're all saying to ourselves, just show us something. Just please show us something. And fair play to Arne Slot and the rest of the boys. They absolutely turned it on. So let's get into it. The first 20 to 25 minutes, Newcastle were dominating early. Let's fast track to the 36th minute. Anthony Gordon, the former Blue, out of all the people to score against us, he cuts inside, kills it past Allison, and does that knee slide right in front of the Anfield Road end. And yeah, look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. At that moment, the toxicity was bubbling, wasn't it? You could just feel the anxiety going through, and it just felt like the Bournemouth game all over again. We were dominating possession, but just doing nothing with it, and they hit us on the counter. But this is where the mentality shift happened. We are going to talk about Hugo EKITIKE. 2 goals in 2 minutes to flip the game on its head just before halftime. That first finish, the awareness to get across the near post was just pure instinct. But the second one, the composure to toe poke that past Nick Pope from that angle, that is a striker playing with full confidence. He was electric all day. He ran their back line ragged. The Newcastle defenders having absolute nightmares. And then the magician behind it all, Florian Wirtz. What a player, man. What an absolute player. That link-up play with Mo Salah for the third goal was just pure poetry. It was chef's kiss. Absolute chef's kiss. 1-2, bang, bottom corner, game over. He was finding pockets of space that simply didn't exist for anyone else. And when he plays like that, we look like a completely different animal. We look scary. I'm loving this partnership between Hugo EKITIKE and Florian Wirtz. It just feels like I'm watching Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres. Another example, maybe Felipe Coutinho and Bobby Firmino. And mind you, we got Alexander Isak on the sidelines as well. He was loving that performance, seeing his old side getting destroyed. And I just loved Hugo giving it to the Newcastle fans, to the club that he turned down. They wanted him to come to St. James's Park to partner up with Isak. Well, you already know the rest. Yeah, but we all know he loves scoring against the Toon. He did score in the reverse fixture at St. James's Park, mind you. And I got to mention the fourth goal as well. Big Ibu Kanate in stoppage time. We all know it's been a tough week for him personally, and to see him get that goal in stoppage time, you could see what it meant to him, and you could see what it meant to the squad. Every single player went to him, and it was a touching end to what was a chaotic game. It was a special moment, and I'm not going to lie, I did get a bit emotional with that one as well. So great to see Ibrahima Kanate back in the side. We know he's had an up and down season. You all know my thoughts with him, my opinions of Kanate as well throughout the season. But yeah, it's just great to see him back playing football again. And maybe, hopefully, we could get another contract, a new contract for him to sort out. But that remains to be seen. Right, let's get into the players as we always do. starting off with Allison. And look, there wasn't much he could do about Gordon's goal. He was solid otherwise. I thought he handled Newcastle's aerials from corners with confidence. And yeah, he made a few crucial saves when the game was still in the balance. Dominic Soboslai forced to fill in at the right back position due to injuries. And for a player that doesn't play in that position much, his immense engine just allowed him to patrol the entire flank, offered support and attack, and, without neglecting his defensive duties as well. He looked surprisingly comfortable in there. And yeah, for a guy that hasn't played right back a lot, he used his physicality to shut down the Newcastle breaks as well. So solid shift from Dom. Ibrahima Kanate, who we just talked about, yeah, in what has been difficult personal circumstances with him, yeah, colossal performance, dominant in the air, aggressive in the tackle, just barely gave the Newcastle attack a sniff. And we talked about his late goal as well. Virgil van Dijk, yeah, his usual calm self. Though I thought he would have been annoyed about how easily the defence was cut open for the opening goal. In all credit to him, he did rally the troops immediately after going behind, ensuring heads didn't drop. And I thought he helped manage the game comfortably in the second half. Milos Kerkez, a bit of a mixed night for him. Ended on a high. No doubt he was at fault for the opener. He allowed Gordon too much space to cut inside, but he showed great character to bounce back, surging forward to provide a brilliant assist for EKITIKE's second goal just minutes later. Moving on into the midfield, Ryan Gravenberch. Yeah, I thought he was much better in this game. Was very effective in the engine room. I thought he used his body well to shield the ball, and he kept play ticking over. While he didn't dominate the game, I thought his composure helped Liverpool regain control after what was a frantic start. Alexis McAllister, yeah, not his best outing. If we're being truthful, I thought he struggled with the pace of Newcastle's midfield counters early on. Picked up a yellow card for that foul. The effort is there, no doubt about it, but yeah, he just lacks his usual creative spark when he has the ball. And yeah, we know how good he is in the Champions League. We just haven't seen it in the Premier League yet. But, the endeavour is there, no doubt about it. Florian Wirtz, yeah, what can we say? Electrifying, set up that equaliser, just some dazzling footwork and vision. And, we talked about the third that he scored himself. Caused a havoc for the Newcastle defence. And if you're doubting on this guy now, then I think you have some serious problems at the moment. He's, sensational footballer. Mohamed Salah, yeah. Bit of a quiet night, if I'm being honest. Did get the assist, but I thought he was sloppy in possession at times, and he scuffed a major chance in the first half. Class is permanent, no doubt about it. He still managed to deliver an important assist for Wirtz's goal that killed the game off, and I think he broke a record somewhere as well. Let me get that. He did break a record. Stupid phone. Bear with me. Should have had this prepared on my notes. Yeah, so I've got in the Liverpool Football Club website. Mohamed Salah made Premier League history with his assist during Liverpool's game against Newcastle United. The Egyptians set up the Reds' third goal of Saturday's Premier League match at Anfield for Florian Wirtz, which we talked about. In doing so, Salah became the first player ever in the competition to tally double figures for both goals and assists versus against one opponent. Yeah, 10 goals against the Magpies, and he took his tally of 10 assists, tally of assists to 10, 2 with a setup for Wirtz. So, yeah, another record broken by Mohamed Salah. You know, while it hasn't been the best game for him, he is still finding ways. He's still making an impact here and there as well. You know, form is temporary, but class is permanent. Moving on, Cody Gakpo. Yeah, I thought he was okay today. I thought he worked hard, full of running. There was one play in the game in the first half. He beat 3 defenders. And yeah, just got the crowd going there as well. Didn't get on the score sheet, but I thought his movement created plenty of space for EKITIKE and Wirtz to exploit in that. And, you know, this is what we want to see from Gakpo as well. Just some more variety into his game. We know he loves to cut inside when he has the ball. I like to see him furthermore out into the pitch and creating that space for our other attackers. But it's great to see Cody start to do that as well. Just because he's not on the score sheet, you know, that doesn't mean he could do any other stuff. And yeah, a bit more variety. It's great to see. Hugo EKITIKE, man of the match for me. Game changer. We talked about his 2 goals. Yeah, just a lethal finisher. His link-up play with Wirtz. Just one of the deadliest partnerships in the league at the moment. Yeah, not much more else to say. We're just grateful that Hugo is a Liverpool Football Club player, and he turned down on Newcastle as well, and they wanted him. Moving on to the subs, Curtis Jones came on. Yeah, hard to judge him when the game's all said and done, but you know, as always, came to help to see out the game, kept possession well. Federico Chiesa, yeah, just like Curtis, he offered some fresh legs in attack for the final few minutes. Not much time to make an impact, but you know, hopefully this is the start of seeing more minutes out of him. And Wataru Endo, I think he came on quite late as well. Yeah, got to see out the game too. They like to call him the finisher. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know that Anfield Agenda likes to call him that, the finisher, Wataru Endo. I don't know. But yeah, guys, that is about it for the player ratings. And look, we're still 5th. We know that Arsenal are miles ahead at the top right now. But this performance was about identity. This was the first time in months where we looked fluid in attack, where the pressing traps actually worked, and where we finished our chances. We got Man City next week. And I've said this so many times throughout the season as well, but let's build from this performance. Let's continue that strong partnership between EKITIKE and Wirtz. And if we want to get that Champions League spot, we have to stay consistent with these performances. And now, before I wrap this up, I need to address the elephant in the room. Before you all comment potentially, are you still slot out? Has one game changed your mind? Well, here's the truth in this one. I'm not slot out today, because you can't be after a 4-1 win against a very good side in Newcastle, where the tactics, I thought, worked perfectly. I think that would just be an agenda-driven nonsense, and we don't do this here on this channel. And like any Liverpool supporter shouldn't really, you know. we saw that the players were playing for him. You saw the reaction to the goals. You saw the hug with Kanate. You don't get that reaction if you lost the dressing room. We saw that the system clicked. For the first time in months, it was controlled, it was vertical, and it was suffocating the Newcastle playing group. And obviously the signings. We know in the summer he put his neck on the line for EKITIKE and Wirtz, and they looked like world beaters. And in all fairness to Arna, he gets credit for that. He did get it right. However, I'm not going to get carried away with this. We are still fifth. Man United are playing Fulham tomorrow. I expect them to jump above us again. And they are doing wonders with Michael Carrick as their interim manager at the moment. He's a club legend. 3 wins in a row, wins over Man City and Arsenal. They've turned their season around. And let's not forget, we did look clueless against Bournemouth last weekend. And if we go and draw against a relegation candidate, I think the questions come back instantly. We know that consistency has been Arne Slot's enemy. He's bought himself time. Don't get me wrong. He's safe for now. We're not that club to sack a manager after a big win, but he needs to buy us Champions League football if we miss out the top 4. If we miss out top 4. It's inexcusable. If that happens, I think the conversation restarts. But for this week, he is safe for now. But what about you? What is your thoughts about this game? Let me know in the comments. What do you rate EKITIKE's performance out of 10? I'm going to go with a solid 9.5. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you're new. Have a boss weekend. And as always, up the Reds. Take care, guys.